From Wits and Weights, I'm Philip Pape, and this is Nutrition Science Daily, bringing you the latest in nutrition, fat loss, and health science, all in under 5 minutes. Fresh fruit, yum, yum. Bananas are my favorite. It is often viewed as the gold standard of nutrition, like fresh anything, but frozen fruit is becoming more and more popular because of how convenient it is and how cost-effective it is, especially given inflation over the recent years. So I wanted to compare them nutritionally for you guys because I've been doing some controversial episodes. I think this is probably less so, but it's a lot of fun to understand both of these, and maybe you'll be surprised. Studies comparing fresh and frozen fruit show that the freezing process preserves most nutrients, and in some cases, frozen fruit contains even higher levels of certain vitamins and antioxidants, and that is because the fruits are typically frozen at peak ripeness, locking in those nutrients. And when you flash freeze those suckers, and those nutrients would otherwise degrade during transportation and storage for fresh produce. We see this a lot with other foods like seafood, for example. So, for example, frozen blueberries may have higher antioxidant levels than fresh ones that have been stored in a fridge for a week. Similarly, vitamin C content in frozen strawberries might be the same or even more than that of fresh strawberries that are a little bit past their prime, which isn't unusual in some grocery stores. Now, despite these benefits of frozen over fresh, there are some things to watch out for with frozen fruit. The first one is there are some frozen fruits that are packaged with sweeteners, right? With added sugars and syrups. That's like rule number one. Just watch out for that. Unless you want those, or unless you're making some sort of pie that needs all this sugar. Again, that's your choice, but just be aware of that. Number two, be mindful of the texture changes. Now, I'm kind of a foodie when it comes to how food feels in your mouth, and some frozen fruits can get mushy when they get thawed, and that might not work for you. In the case of, for example, a hot oatmeal, you might want the frozen raspberries in there because they're just going to get disintegrated into the oatmeal and give it that nice flavor, plus all that fiber, and not necessarily big chunks. But if you want the big pieces, then you're going to want to go fresh. And then finally, frozen fruit is really optimal in things like smoothies, baked goods, and like I just mentioned, a topping for oatmeal or even yogurt. Now, for fresh fruit, the advantage, of course, is the texture and as well as the versatility, because if you're going to eat it raw or if you're going to slice it for salads, then that's probably what you want to do. But buying in season fruit is the key here to get the best quality and losing the fewest nutrients during that transport. So it really all depends on timing and storage. And so the takeaway is, guess what? Fresh and frozen food are excellent choices. You're not losing anything with frozen, and it could be super cost effective, especially for those berries. Trust me, I eat a lot of those. Great source of fiber. They taste good. They're sweet, and the list goes on. So what's the best option? The one that fits your budget, the one that fits your preferences, the one that fits your needs for the meal, for the recipe. That's it. For more evidence-based strategies to optimize your nutrition, follow my main podcast, Wits and Weights. Share this episode with someone who loves adding fruit to their meals. Tomorrow, we'll look at the Crunchy Mom movement and how natural health trends are shaping the conversation around food and wellness.